Cheers to you. Hello, everybody. This is Jason Wright. I'm with Chad Parenteau. This is the week that was at Oddball Magazine. Chad, how you doing today?
Good. Trying to figure out author's photo, so that's why I'm posing with a hot cocoa mug.
Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah. I could.
Bourbon for the bio photo.
Yeah.
What do you gotta do?
You don't want to see what I'm carrying.
There you go. In that case, we better hurry up.
Yeah, right. I got 45.
I don't know which. I already had a mug before I even came on, so let's see which one of us snaps or bursts.
All right, so let's get into it. The week that was at oddballmagazine.com. So oddballmagazine.com, we are a poetry and art magazine. We've been in the interwebs now for a long time, and December 19th, 2022.
We're talking about the week of December 12th, and what happened?
Yeah.
Seriously, what happened? Can somebody text me while we're doing this live show? I'll look for pointers.
Oh, I actually have to go back to December 12th. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
I thought we were on December 19th.
Don't tease the spoiler. Although things are escalating still.
Oh yeah. So tell me what's been going on in the world of Chad Parenteau? How you doing?
Not too bad. Just tonight's the big gift wrapping ceremony. Well, my own gift wrapping ceremony going on.
Oh yeah.
Not gift wrapping my own gifts, but gift wrapping everyone else's. I've been hiding in a closet, but everyone's so blasé, bored, fried. No one even cares. They could know what they're getting, like if they just took a peek and opened a closet door, but no one gives a shit. So
it's just like the magic is dispelled.
The magic has been. I don't know if the magic is gone, but it has been dead. You know, Molly is like sitting here right now. I told her that she could just open the door right now and know everything she's getting. She don't give a fuck. She don't.
Okay.
She don't. She's more excited about her mac and cheese that she's making right now.
Well, mac and cheese is,
Well, this is true.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing she's making the mac and cheese. It could be yep. I called it. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese. Yeah. I mean, I think that's great. Mac and cheese is, what is it?
Mac and cheese. I believe it is Kraft mac and cheese.
Oh, that's the best.
Which one is it? Oh, it's Annie's. She does respect the classics every once in a while.
Okay, all right, Annie's.
Respect the classics, man.
Yep.
Oh dear. So
I was into mac and cheese before it was cool.
There we go.
All right, we got The Secrets of Skinny People, Anachronistic.
Dude, I was into Spam because I didn't know any better for years, and my family was broke for several years.
I've actually never tried Spam.
Yes.
Spam.
Bloody Vikings. Yeah, I'm the one person who had Spam unironically.
Did you hear Alexa? Did you hear Alexa just go off and like Spam?
Did she say spam, egg sausage and spam sausage and bacon, spam, and more spam?
Spam. All right. So, okay.
Bloody Vikings.
December 12th. So last week, first of all, if you want to check out last week of the week that was, it's on YouTube and on the podcast.
And we're going to begin the week prior with a shout out to Jeffrey Fallon, who has been asking me over and over again where the Oddball show is. Hopefully when we can get this printed done on a regular schedule, we'll have a regular spot for it. We could probably even do it on if we were to get it done tonight, we could do it tomorrow. But
no, it wouldn't be that bad to actually air Oddball show on Oddball Magazine. That's not a bad idea.
Well, to do it, we'd have to do it on a Tuesday or something like that,
Yeah.
so for it to work.
Well, Thursday's kind of light, right? What if we run Oddball show on Thursday?
That's true.
All right, we'll share space with James Van Loy.
There we go.
And the Labyrinth.
And the Labyrinth, yes. And I'm actually texting. Not texting. I'm actually sending the link to Jeffrey via Facebook Messenger right now, so he knows exactly where it is and where it's playing.
It's not playing anywhere. It's on Zoom. This is a Zoom.
Well, no, I'm talking about the prior show.
How great would it be if Jeff joined right now?
I have made that suggestion. Hopefully, when his job gets a little
Yeah.
less chaotic, that'll actually happen.
It'd be actually good. I mean, Chad, if you think about it, it'd be kind of cool to interview some of the people who are actually on the show. I mean, on the magazine.
That would be good. But right
That
now,
is the
that takes
thing.
hard work that we don't have.
No, yeah, no. Yeah,
So
there's a little
hard
thing
work that
called
we don't
Christmas
have, and
is
we don't
happening
know.
right now, and all the holidays is,
Yeah, it's almost like it's December or something. Yeah,
the
it's a
and
magic. It's the
then I got to
most
start my gym
magical
routine in
time.
January.
Yeah, good Lord. Yeah, this is one of those years where not only did it go by, I still experienced every day as it was happening. It's not like the years went by. You're like, no, the days went by. No, the days went one after another. It was just like succession of rabbit punches, and I felt all of them. There was no, where does the time go? The time goes right here in my fucking face. It punches me, repeat it.
Yeah, it's
That's
like that
that's where
that
the time went.
it's like that meme that says me in 2022.
Uh, I'll be doing how's this started, how it's going,
Yeah,
because you
right.
can't you can't uh, you can't count anything out. Elon Musk essentially fired himself, and yet I don't think I think he's about to come back on and saying I can't fire me, I quit. So we're not done with that. Vince McMahon got fired from the WWF or got let go, and now he's coming back, or
Hmm.
reportedly so. So like every time there's a psycho story, it's just the ante has been upped.
And
The
also
ante has been
the NFL is now entertainment. It's no longer a sport. It is officially entertainment. So there we go. It's an
Now what?
entertainment
Now
event.
how'd they pull that off?
Well, I know the Patriots played the who'd they play? Patriots played that. Oh man, here we go. Patriots played
Insert name of
in
team that kicked their asses
the
here.
Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, the Mister Blacks.
The Atlanta Falcons. No, so I don't know. I don't remember who they played. Who the hell they play? Oh, come on. It was just yesterday. That's I don't know. I just remember the last play. It was against the Raiders, and it was the last play of the game. Is he literally threw the ball halfway? It was just a whole thing. He lateraled the ball to Mac Jones, who got stiff armed and intercepted. In sports, Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
That that's from The Simpsons, right? You know what I'm talking about? He goes,
Yes. Mr.
Atlanta
Black. Yes.
Falcons.
Here's my good friend, Mr. Black.
Okay, let's get into it. Secrets of Skinny People, anachronistic.
Yes. Ironically, we talk more over the comic, which has the fewest words out of anything we do. I don't know
Hmm.
why that is. It's
Yeah, I
our
know.
need to fill space and to fill the void, but let the picture speak for itself. And this week, in our recap episode, we have to say that it's progressing very slowly, but one thing's for sure, and spoilers for our recap of this week for next week. Is that confusing?
Hmm.
Give me a minute. It still involves a former robot friend trying to. I think he's the Shemp of the group because he came in after the girl character was gone for a bit, and now he's become the third wheel again. So now he's praying for he's ready to enact bloody revenge,
He's an evil robot.
or at
Sinister.
least for the time being.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have a change of heart. Like
It could be
every
the it
time a
could be
bell rings, an angel gets
yeah.
his wings.
It's I'd say things are progressing as normal with Jeffrey and his characters.
So, all right. So we'll act it out for the podcast because this is on YouTube. So I'll be the girl character. You can be Jeff, right?
You be both those characters. I'll be the robot.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. All right. It's a fine tree, wouldn't you agree? Without question, a finer tree there isn't.
Enjoy your anachronistic old timey Christmas cheer, for soon I shall dole out my sweet revenge.
Tis going to be the best Christmas ever. How much do you think Goose goes for these days?
They have turducken, but they don't have gooducken. Like,
Yeah.
and now
Is
that I
that is
said the
that a is that
hypothetical
a
name, now
Dragon
I
Ball
know it.
Z reference? Was that? Did you do that?
I did not do a Dragon Ball Z. Right, I haven't done a. I don't
No,
think
no,
he's
is
done.
that Street Fighter?
Is
Gudeken?
what the dream is what the. Oh, turducken is an actual thing. It's a combination of turkey, duck, and
Yeah, but what I did,
turkey
Gudeken, that's Ryu. That's right when he
chicken. Thank you. But yeah, if you say it outside, if you say it out loud, it goes You could do it like turducken.
he
It's.
was like Hadouken. Yeah,
I
Hadouken.
have actually. I'll see if I can share it with you. I actually years ago, I did a. I actually did a meme with that.
Of Street
Uh,
Fighter?
yes. Um, but I thought you were asking me
Hadouken?
if Jeffrey had done a Dragon Ball Z reference in this week's cartoon. Not to my knowledge, he did not. Although I
No,
keep on
no.
telling him that for his next Halloween episode, with the hair his character has, he has to go as Goku one time.
He could also do Doc from Back to the Future.
Yes,
That would work as well.
he has. I think he's well. No, he hasn't done Doc, but he has done Rick, which is essentially the same thing when you get down
Come
to
on,
it.
let's be honest with you. Rick and Doc are the same character.
You've
All
never
right.
seen the you've never seen the original comic that Rick and Morty were based on, not comic but cartoon, which had Doc and Marty,
Oh.
and yeah, it was like Marty, I need you to help me hold my balls. Like it was pretty bad, but he yeah, it's
so is that's what that's based Rick and Morty's based off of Marty and
it has a very crazy history. Like before Dan Harmon pitched that, I think he was pitching something called the Five Cosbys, which was like, what if Cosby cloned himself and they all lived in the same apartment? Of course, that idea went stale
that
pretty
one
quick.
sounds pretty quickly, but can you do a Bill Cosby impression?
Uh, I know I can, but I feel like we're gonna lose our last viewer.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeffrey, if I do one right now, we'll
Yeah.
have to pace it out. We have to pace it
Have you
out.
ever done fishing these days? That's from Bill Cosby, way
Oh,
back in the day. All right, She Who Laughs Last, alternative holiday idea.
yes, I, I would buy this troll in a bowl.
Troll in a bowl. I feel like that could catch on. There you go.
I feel like that should be on sale already, but what am I gonna do? What can I say?
By the
Oh,
way,
I just found I just found I'm gonna share it right now if you'll permit me to share. I
yep,
found the
yep. Let me
turducken
let me let you
meme,
share the screen.
and you poor bastards who are just listening to this, you guys are in for a you guys got to feel let down. But I'll try and post this on my blog or on Facebook to just to repost. Did that come up? Yeah.
Turducken.
Dukin. Yes.
Oh man, that's awesome.
And I found out remembered I finally recalled that I actually created a Turducken Jesus poem
Turducken.
that I have not published. I think anywhere except outside my blog, and there's probably a really good reason for that too. So, but yes, Turducken. Yes,
Turducken.
that's what I would say.
Hashtag Turducken.
Yes. So I am. So you guys can visit me at Chad Parenteau on my Facebook page, and I will make this. I'll post this as a memory.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah.
Moment.
Tag me in it too, and then we'll put it on the Oddball Foundation Facebook page.
I will tag it.
No one will get it, but the people who have listened to this will understand what we're talking about.
Indeed. But
Turducken. Troll in a bowl.
Yes, and came out with another stellar comic this week. I hope you check out this week's Oddball and Oddball every week, as well as the week that we're reviewing.
Yeah,
definitely check out her Anifesto Twitter page, and she also does a mailing group that again I still have to get part of. And once I announce that, I swear by next week after Christmas, I will get that information to you.
Yeah. So we shouldn't spoil what the Christmas Wars banner looks like, but I did a little bit of a rabbit hole digging of a bad elf on the shelf, and it went south pretty quickly.
Ooh,
It went south, literally.
south with the mouth. I don't know. I just let's
South with the mouth.
go to the next thing. Go to the next thing. Go to the next thing in the name
3 weeks
of
later. All right. Oh, this is
Oh
cool.
yes, I forgot about this one.
This is
This
really
was a
cool. Who's this artist?
another. This is Sketchman Boris, I believe, out of the country. He has been a contributor for mostly. He was brought in through his writing colleague, his writer friend and colleague, Stephen David Justin Sills. I should interview both of them just to see if they've actually interacted with each other except online. But for the cantos that Stephen David Justin Sills, I'll just call him Stephen, for tonight. For now, it's he's the ones I've accepted. He's asked to have them uh, go by Sketchman Boris, and Sketchman has been, as you can tell, knocking it out of the park. And for those who have not read yet, this is has not read this. His cantos are mostly involved around the Russian invasion of the Ukraine,
Yeah, this is pretty intense.
and he doesn't pull a lot of punches, if any.
You want to read a little bit of Canto, or I mean,
A
it's
little bit. I'll do the first par. I'll do the first stanza.
do the first stanza.
And of that fellow patient Ukrainian comrade, fairly unscathed except for the mind, whatever smidgen of compassion for his plight, those of us in the state might have smudged in hate by the perennial wailing from his cot-like stench of the place, like vomit half concealed, half subsumed by inordinate ammonia, the fetid conflation imagined as an emanating from his bed because of those horrific and egregious sounds.
Not that his sounds have not been my sounds, and with his moans and the magnification of our misery, it is myself reflected and objectified. The darkness, the cold, the sleet hitting the walls, hitting the tarp of metal sheeting, he claims. He arrogates, only he arrogates hail as his hell, as an attack on him, as an attack of spirits on him singularly. He would be more sensible were he embodying spirits instead of fabricating them. Epiphany now coming to me that all supernatural is a flaw of logic, a rupture of conscience.
And we'll leave it for there. There's
Yeah.
more where that came from. It wasn't
And it
that
goes
wasn't the
on for
entire
a
poem.
while.
It goes on for a bit. His cantos are, kind of his response to. I think he was kind of doing these in the way of the cantos from not even the cantos from Ezra Pound, not him, but the quatrains of T.S. Eliot. I'm really
T.S.
impressed with
Eliot,
his
yeah.
work, and there's more coming. We've tried to publish one on the average of once a month since the summer, and I know in the year 2023 we're going to have at least one more from him.
All right, so let's do your analysis of this poem and this art. Why did you pair these together?
Yeah, actually, this is the illustration that Boris put specifically for this poem.
Oh, really?
And I think it has to do with just like, we're dealing with some war trauma patient. And even though the speaker in the poem, or at least the person observing the speaker observing the person in the poem is not too terribly injured, or doesn't seem to be, is like definitely psychologically scarred.
Yeah.
And he went for a Sketchman to decide to like hedge his bets and do both. It's an impressive piece of work.
So Stephen David, Justin Sills, and Sketchman Boris are two people working together?
Yes.
That is so. Are they the same person?
Not to my knowledge. If they're not, they have. If they are, they have two different Twitter accounts
Oh,
and two
that's so
different time
cool.
zones of which they respond to me.
So yeah, that's. I hope that we see more of these two. This combination of Stephen David, Justin Sills, and Sketchman Boris. That's pretty awesome.
We haven't had too many people pair up with the same person. Mark Blickley is teamed up with several artists, but he's very rarely done more than one artist in a row at a time. So it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see like if they'll carry it, or if there's any other pairings that'll come up. I think the closest one we have to like an ongoing collaboration team is Glenn Bowie, the
Mm.
photographer, with Susan Tepper.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yes, and she
Yeah.
has a book coming out that with where the first two chapters were first published in Oddball.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. She's a
Yeah,
great
I don't
writer.
know if you had seen that.
Well, she had
Yeah,
sent me.
Susan Isla Tepper is yeah, her collection, and of course I'm forgetting the actual name of it because that's how I roll. But just give me one sec.
Well, also a friend of Oddball show, Steve Glines edited it, right?
It's edited and published it. Yes, and
That's awesome.
the name of the book is called Office. And like I said, the two chapters were first published in Oddball. We were the first one to accept this premise, so
That's awesome.
very happy to get that off the ground. And I mentioned Susan because she'll be published later on, I believe
Is she
tomorrow.
in the Christmas Wars?
She has been recruited to the Christmas Wars
Woo!
Army.
Nice. All right, so now we got Eric Peterson, but this is different artwork from Eric this time around.
More expressionistic
Hmm.
art, which he's been doing more of, which I enjoy. Um, and with the poem by Vincent F.A. Goldfin is excuse me, the it's three riffs on a dirge. There's the title of it, or haiku, three riffs on a dirge, which is speaking out on the gun violence. And he is a Central Florida native, so he knows this very well. I'll just do the first haiku and we'll leave it from there. Massacred again. Long-faced leaders weep dry tears. Victims lie silent.
Three riffs on the dirge. And he
Definitely,
teaches in
definitely check.
Central Florida, where guns are easier to find than orange trees. That's his bio.
Yep. And so thanks to Eric for having that art on hand. He's been I don't know if he's going to be in this week's Christmas Wars. We have actually a lot of good holiday related art in addition to the TJ Edson banner.
Oh yeah,
But we'll
TJ
see
came through.
we'll see how it goes.
Well,
TJ did come through.
and where does now? I got to ask you. You paired this. What is the significance of this art with this poem?
I We didn't have anything that was literal art in terms of like guns, and Eric has been kind of stayed away from doing like more literal political cartoons.
Mm,
He doesn't even draw Trump anymore. He
he
refuses
doesn't.
to now.
No.
Steadfast refuses, and I don't blame him. He stays away from most of the 2020 Trump era villains.
I mean,
But
if you look back though, if you want to look back at Oddball, there's tons of them.
oh, absolutely,
Hmm.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
for this one, it just seemed to be go more with the mood that he seemed to be trying to set.
Yeah, it's like muted colors. It's kind of
Again, I do
a
most of this
dark.
on instinct.
I think it's beautiful. I mean, this is a beautiful piece of art. I wonder if I mean, did he paint this? Is this a painting?
I don't know if it's painting or if it's just his playing around on a tablet. He does a little bit of both.
Oh, it's beautiful. All right, let's move on to oddball stories with wait, Hope Lutz Fursel. Has she been in in
Not
here
to my
before?
knowledge. Not to my
Okay.
knowledge.
I guess I looked at this over the week. Oh yeah, I looked at this one over the week. So this one's
Same
good
beach, new
because
perspective.
yeah,
Yes.
this one's
We,
about a cancer survivor.
and for
And
anyone who's looking to contribute to Oddball Stories, we do try and do something that has to do with wellness, either physical or mental,
yeah, what I love
or
about
both.
this column, Oddball Stories with Hope Lutz, well, not with Hope Lutz Fursel, but she's the one who
Not
wrote
every
this
week.
one.
Yes.
Yeah, but Oddball Stories is your place to tell your story. It doesn't have to be a poem, doesn't have to be a tanka or a haiku
Right.
or anything. Just tell us your
Preferably not.
story.
Yes.
That's it. I think Oddball Stories is one of my favorite things. And shout out to James, the old intern who made this incredible um he was a really talented intern that we had, James.
You made that logo?
Yeah, he did. You remember James?
I do.
Yeah, he was very talented. So if you want to look at this one, it's really well crafted, but it's a story of a story of redemption, and I don't know, you got to read it, right? I mean, I read
Let's
it.
have you. Let's go. Let's go on to the Tuesday poem. I lamented not having a squirrel with this one, and you'll see why. This one I will redo the entirety of the poem. It was this is the week I said last episode that I was just going to try and do things that were like nonsensical or humorous, if only darkly humorous. This one's called Everybody Likes Puppies. Look, she said, a squirrel. But I can't look at squirrels or birds as they spark and dash into traffic, tow the power lines and suicide flutter. Why squirrel? Why not a cat, a cute kitten, all claws and stack electricity, tiny muse of boredom? Or a puppy? Everybody likes puppies. Look, she said, forget I brought it up. You and your funny ideas. Thanks, sorry about that. Overhead, a low transformer buzz, met by a tree, sighing. Mailbox yawns. What do you want for dinner, I ask. Squirrel. It just struck me funny.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yep.
Becoming another California West Coast city boy,
A
or
tugboat
somewhere,
captain.
or yeah, okay, maybe not city boy.
He's a
Unless they put
tugboat captain, Chad.
tugboats are a city job. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
right. Right. Maybe it's a city tugboat. Yeah.
and props to Jennifer Matthews. As of I did not get a squirrel photo until after this got printed, and I'm gonna try and use the squirrel photo for something else. But I did like the tree. No one takes pictures of power lines anymore, so I settled on a tree where a dog might look by and go squirrel, So
Squirrel.
I went with that.
Yeah, yeah. That's a really, really interesting looking tree. And
I enjoyed
on the
it.
podcast, we would just have to describe to you what it looks like, and it looks like
Looks
a
like a
tree.
weeping willow.
Yeah, yeah,
At least that's what I thought it was. But
yeah. And once again,
we'll have to
Jennifer
have
Matthews
Jennifer.
coming through with this
Yeah,
this artwork again, this photography again. Oh, you have my Jagged Thought 454 sadness, a running theme. Oh, this was an interesting one. Okay, all right. You want me to read it?
go on.
All right, go on. This one's called Sadness. A briefcase in a town hall that has a sandwich and a phone number to call. It has a pencil, calculator, ledger, a notebook, a book to read on break, the numbers of a murder victim, forensics, and litigator. To top it off, Juror 5 hates you. You found out dad has cancer. The judge, the great deliberator, hates your client, used to date her. Does that make it a hostile courtroom? Throw the book at her, the one that you read to her in your bedroom. Great opening testimony, a little grief, some hegemony. Something like Billy Idol singing Money, Money, Money. Let's lay out the story for you. Your client, she's in for murder too. She says she didn't do it. And you have the evidence to prove it, but you just can't get past the sadness. The world is numb. This world is madness. You don't have the strength to argue. You're pretty bad, aren't you? You drink too much, a sex addict. When not in court, you're at your baddest. You went to law school because you wanted to, but after years of cases, some wins and losses, and everything that it cost us, you really would rather just drink and watch it all go away. A ship without you on
it. I was definitely intrigued by the beginning. It sounds like you were like you as a speaker were putting yourself in the position of like Better Call Saul, or in this case, Bet Your Race on Jason or something like
it. Bet your ass on jazz.
that.
um yeah, I was envisioning me, or the character that I was creating was a lawyer and just down on his luck, and the judge hates him, jury hates him. He slept with the defendant, and he knows she's guilty, but he just doesn't care, and he just wants to watch the world kind of drive, and then I kind of felt like he had kind of like a Mel Gibson kind of, no, that's really bad to say. Like Lethal Weapon Mel Gibson,
Okay.
like how he just he just went home to his dog in his trailer and just kind of drank and woke
This
up and went to his job. That's that character.
this darkened quickly.
Well, I mean, it's poem's called Sad.
I get you. I got you.
Yeah.
Good Lord. But yes,
Yikes. This guy's crazy. So yeah. I was playing with I mean, I don't know. I was just playing with I just love writing poetry and it just kind of goes all over the place.
I can tell.
So all right.
I'll say that's in a good way.
So what did you think of that one, Chad?
It was the most interesting one out of this batch. I think I'm going to need something a little more holidaysy, or at least holiday homicide for tomorrow. But I'll leave you. I'll let you be the master of that
Should I
because I
give
think
you the
we're out.
Christmas story again, or do I do that on
Well, that
Christmas?
I was going to that I can publish right on the 25th. I shouldn't have a problem doing that.
Right, it's on all right. All right, moving on. We got poem
Right.
by Tom Young. Now, funny story about Tom Young. Back in the day when I was a kid and I thought of Radiohead, I thought his name was Thom Yorke. And then later on, I
Oh,
found out
okay.
his name is Tom Yorke. So this is a poem by, I'm guessing, Tom Young.
That's what I would guess as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm guessing he's from England. Nope, he's from Texas. All right, anyway.
He's from England, Texas, or Texas, England.
Paris, Texas.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'll read this one. Poem by Tom Young. Failure. I'm the American failure, kissing the sky with a manicured lawn with skeletons buried in the backyard. 2.5 brats staring at a dull screen. Please don't wake me. Please don't wake me when it's almost over.
Again, I leaned on the darkly humorous in this case.
Where's the humor?
I don't know. It's just in terms of the presentation of like, I am quintessential American, but at the same time, that's not a bragging right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the humor I took. Sometimes the humor is what I only see.
I am the American failure. That's a pretty cool first line.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a good poem. I like this one. Is this a Tuesday?
This is Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. Okay. So on Wednesday, folks, we premiere our that's basically when we premiere brand new all of our stuff's brand new, but
Right.
we premiere it's just basically featured artists that week. That Wednesday. So wow, his work has been in PBS NewsHour, the Wall Street Journal, the Oxford Review, and over 100 literary journals. A 2008 Million Writers Award and 2016 Pushcart Prize nominee. Tom Young.
To say the least, it's we've been getting some we get some people with pretty good cred in our magazine. It's we're honored they grace us with their presence.
Yeah. Slumming it with Oddball to get 100.
Oh, good Lord.
This one's cool. Is this like Christmassy?
Yeah, I thought this was kind of like the first, like the preemptive Christmas strike in some weird way, and you'll see why.
Yeah.
And this one, I don't want to give the whole thing away, but the first, I'll just read the first. I'll just read the first stanza and along with the title.
All right.
Baby snakes and Santa. Last October, you sent me pictures of your girls playing with baby snakes with a Santa head on a wooden garden spike. I waited. And the rest of you will have to, and the rest of you will, I mean, you could end the poem there.
Yeah, you could. You literally could. I waited.
But I would recommend the reader read the rest of that as opposed to the reader writing the rest of that. This would be a good writing prompt if you just let the first stanza go. But
I waited and just let people write after that. Yeah.
Yes, and the writer, the poet did an excellent job. I'm very appreciative of all the work. And this was something that it was just happy coincidence because was submitted to me in the summer, well before the Christmas wars were even a thing.
This would be a Christmas Wars poem, really.
It would. I didn't think it was quite there, but plus I just thought it'd be like a nice precursor.
A Santa head on a wooden garden spike. That's Christmas Wars right there, man.
I know what you're saying. Maybe if I knew what the banner was, I would have saved it. But I kind of like there's a way of like
I love it.
an intro into the following week. I thought it was like a nice transitional poem.
All right, so I'm going to read his bio because this is really great.
And yeah, the poet is John Duro.
John
Yes.
Darrow shouldn't procrastinate about starting his day in his basement office because he has so much to say. Not that any of it matters in the big scheme, but it makes him feel good to write it down and sometimes share. If you don't like it, then quit reading it, right? He once wrote his way around Iceland, stopping at the convenience store that pepper the barren landscape. An Icelandic horse ate his best poem, so there you go. The universe was trying to tell him something. I love the bios sometimes. Sometimes, I mean, you can tell a lot from the bio.
Sometimes they're too clever for their own good, but in this case, I thought between poem and bio, it was a nice even mix.
Now, the artist, we just gotta talk about the photographer for a second, Karen A. Sklani.
Yes, she's been really the MVP in this last year, supplying me some stuff. I think we have her website or her I can't remember if we have her website or her Ko-fi on link. I have to make sure that her Ko-fi is linked because now she's dealing with like a move and everything, and I have mostly the images that she sent me like 3 to 6 months to almost a year ago. So, but she's been going through a lot, and I hope if she does do another fundraiser, that we'll be able to contribute to it. We do try to support our artists as much as everyone here is working freaking free. But
Yes, we are working freaking free.
but I do try some pass some bucks along the way. I have worked as a private client for some of these people. Um, Most notably Ed Galt, who provided the house for the American Failure poem by
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that. That was a great photo.
he was the runner-up with the squirrel poem with the
Yeah.
squirrel photo, but I'm hoping I have for Tom Young's piece. But I'm hoping, even though the photo came too late, I haven't. Everyone likes writing about squirrels, so I know I'm gonna. I know there's at least one more poem about a squirrel in our batch.
I
It
mean
could be almost a subgenre if we're lucky.
they're like, you know, they're pretty cool creatures, squirrels.
Yes,
All right.
better than raccoons.
All right. It's all one thing with James Van Loy. We are in Thursday now, so it's the
Oh
environment,
yeah,
stupid.
it's the structure. Actually, it's the infrastructure. Stupid, lost in the literal land. It's so bad. Backwards, upside down, 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 down. I'm so down when I get up. I'm thinking about the Yahoo Scrawl report of Koch brothers think not tank like some massive military industrial complex, A1 Abrams rolling monster death machine tank, or is it just the tank on the F-35 fighter bomber jet that's been killing test pilots for years? I'm going to end it
Yeah,
there, but
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's James.
I kind of sounded like Jimmy Norton in the beginning there. It's the environment, stupid, but hopefully, hopefully I conveyed
I love that. It's the
a little bit
structure,
of the
actually.
voice.
It's the infrastructure, stupid. I like it.
Yeah, which also is the infrastructure of the poem, which delivers this so nicely. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping for a nice Christmas poem from him next for this for this
James is
Thursday
gonna
on the
do
way.
James is entering the Christmas Wars. Really?
I don't know if he's going to do Christmas Wars in literally, but I know he does holiday poems really well, and I'm hoping this week is no different.
All right.
We
Now
do have a
we've
Christmas
got
poem coming up from Janet this coming Friday, which I have and should submit. This poem,
oh wow.
Random, which is almost Seinfeldian in its approach. Wake up at 4. Oh, let me look at something right here. Do, 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 do. I always sing the theme of DuckTales if I'm looking at something
I usually
that
go
doesn't quite look right. Yeah.
You ever talk to someone when they're on the call and they're like, let me look that up for you. Hold on.
I try and be more thematic now. I'm like, lasers, space cars, airplanes. It's a do. All right, but
What if you're like buzz, buzz, buzz?
yes.
All right, random.
And I'm looking at this now. It's are you all right? Never mind.
Yeah.
Wake up at 4 a.m., check mail, so many from people I don't know, overwhelmed, bombarded by questions that emerge from unfamiliar places, memories from somewhere in my past, not sure why they emerge at 4 a.m. The sleep meds doctors prescribed create more anxiety than I started out with. The healers I began to trust now reveal a different side. Billing. And I'll leave it there because it's almost like a 3-part poem.
Yeah, it's
Or
good.
3-part chapter, 3-chapter poem based on almost three different instances. So I don't want to give it away, but I'm looking forward to publishing the Christmas piece that she sent me for this Friday. So don't forget Janet on a Friday. Miss Reliable.
Yep. So now
we have the closer for Friday. We have the
Bruce Wise.
Yes, as seen in that little itty bitty picture right there.
I mean, I mean, yeah. It's where is he? Is he? I don't know where he is in there, but
blow up the picture. You'll be able to see him.
I don't know how to do. Maybe I can. I don't know how do I do that.
Well, just amplify your screen. Just do it like do. Oh, that didn't work. I just made the text to the chat larger. So.
All right. Okay. Let's see.
You'll have to do it when you're online. You have to do it yourself when you're online. Normal.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that just went through. That's so great. Did you hear that?
What went through?
Just a ring on my phone. You didn't hear that?
Oh, I didn't hear that at all.
Oh, it just went through my headphones. Okay, great. All right. So we got 2 alien poems here.
Yes.
You got Unidentified Flying Objects by I.E. Space World. Area 51 by I.E. Space World. And they're both in a similar kind of like paragraph kind of structure. So I don't think he did that. I think he did that on purpose for sure. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely
100%.
Yep.
And then you have a couple haikus.
Would you care to read them?
Well, yeah. Well, there's still like 30 poems here. I'm just gonna try and.
Very true.
Yeah. All right, we got End of His Rope. He's talking about meditation. Francis Eats Brown. So, hey, Chad, who's Francis Eats Brown without looking at the screen?
He's a man who served in India. Okay, I looked at the screen. I can't remember everything he writes.
I know, right? Like, I had never heard of Francis Eats Brown.
Yes, it's annoying, but I can't remember half. I forget more of what he writes than he writes of what he writes. If that makes any sense, it doesn't make any sense. Keep going.
I know. I'm gonna find it. Okay, all right, hold on.
Take your time.
I think we're on like 20 here so far.
Generally, he does about 20, maybe a couple more than that.
I'm gonna read this one. A Chance Meeting by Basil Drew Issue. It was some time ago, and it was such a chance meeting that happened so fast I cannot be sure that of all the facts correct so in advance. I must ask for forgiveness if I have misconstrued the events as I remember them. Forgive me, dear reader, for those parts that I am certain to bungle. In addition, the whole thing was eerie in itself, for it was as if I met Sherlock Holmes from beyond the grave. Truly an absurdity in itself. This happened so many years ago that I cannot be exact as to the precise year, but it was sometime after. Oh, jeez, Bruce. This is a wicked long poem. I thought I'd be reading a small one.
Keep going. You committed.
Oh, here we go. All right. In addition, the whole thing was eerie in itself, for it was as if I met Sherlock Holmes from beyond the grave, truly an absurdity in itself. This happened so many years ago that I cannot be exact as to the precise year, but it was sometime after sighting the Thames and my arrival in London. Perhaps my eyes were playing tricks on me when I first saw him in one of his disguises. He was about my size, he was in tweed and getting his picture taken, but that was a fleeting moment and there was no communication. That encounter was air thin. But then later a day came I wanted to go visit the inimitable Holmes to ask for help about some trouble that was starting to show. Anxious, I walked up the flight of stairs to the door, 17 steps above Baker Street to his flat. I can't remember if I knocked or not, but before, Too long he offered me a place to sit. I sat. It asked upon an upright, rather bumpy chair, which he quite brusquely shoved forward where I was at. On the other hand, upon a divan near there, he sat so he could stretch out his legs and lean back, as if in the entire world he hadn't a care. It was very disconcerting to ask him about the case, with him so uninterested as if I talked squack. Instead of getting answers from out of his face, I got grilled, and none too pleasantly. When I left, I felt I'd been ill-used, and I quickened my pace. Afterwards, I felt badly, but hardly bereft. I don't know if it was because he'd taken drugs, if he had been too brisk, or if it wasn't
It was
death.
a drug. It was home. It was Sherlock Holmes, so it was the drugs. But go on.
Enough to feel his repartees. It still bugs me, yet I feel nothing but relief that he's gone. I don't even want to stand upon those old rugs again and meet with Holmes. How could Dr. Watson stand it, being harried by such sharp arrogance? I wondered, but only shortly, then I was done. Wow, Bruce. Bruce coming through again. Is a poet of Brittany.
Baker Street. That's a reference to that song with the saxophone. No, I'm kidding. Of course, this is all a Sherlock Holmes reference, and
It was definitely
boy.
Sherlock Holmes, but it was like a Sherlock Holmes meeting Sherlock Holmes. Oh,
It was
Baker
almost
Street.
like it was almost anti.
That one.
It was almost anti
Yeah.
fanfic.
Is Baker Street this one?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what he was thinking when he wrote this. And then the Red Queen's Racing Roof. Off. Newsreel. The No Man. Definition. The Hunting Venator. Newsreel. Did you count how many that was, Chad? Was that like 20, 22 poems?
I can't. I lose count after 20.
I mean, it's really a special column. I mean, we are so lucky to have Bruce Wise close off our Fridays. He's incredible.
Thank you again, Bruce, and
Thank you, Bruce. And
hopefully
see.
you'll be joined by others in the future.
Yeah. And that was the
That's
week
the hope.
that was. I believe there wasn't anything else there, was there?
Nothing for the rest of that week. I was trying to top off with Pride selections for the end of the week, but
we probably should do a call for submissions for some Pride poetry.
Yeah, we were doing that, but it's getting hard now, especially since there's so many other Pride themed magazines out there that are pretty amazing. So I can understand why some people might choose them over ours.
Right.
But hopefully in the future we'll get more of that going, because I feel that's a topic and a subject, and we don't need people to support to just write for the Pride section if they're gay, LGBTQ,
just write for us.
Whatever. We just want you to write for us. But if you think you have something that's on the theme of Pride,
but maybe like a coming out story or something. I don't know, like something that's like specific to you that makes you like, whatever, if it's about coming out or whatever, like that kind of thing. That makes sense, right? Or like
I would say so.
I mean, that would make sense for the Pride pieces. But I mean, if you're an LGBTQ poet, who just send us your stuff. Does not matter. But if it's like a specific thing,
I know that we've published a lot of LGBTQ poets.
Of course we have. Yeah, but
just even the weeks coming up, they just weren't strictly on the theme of Pride. They were just covering other topics.
I think
we keep that up.
Yeah, of course. I'm just trying to say, like, if it's a story consistent to your Pride, then maybe that's a place for it. Did you hear that?
I hear nothing.
You hear nothing. All right. Well, hey, it's that time of day again when
I'm even going like this. I don't hear anything.
I know, right? I hear nothing.
This doesn't really do anything since I'm wearing a headphone on this ear, but you can't hear anything.
Well, Chad, I want to thank you for joining me yet again for the week that was, a little part of Oddball Show that we're doing here.
Hopefully we can get Jeffrey on just to guest star a little bit and have our first artist interview of like, what the hell were you thinking?
So next week is the 20 is the big week so we'll be reviewing on the 26th. Are we gonna or the 25th, which will be Christmas? So
well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I think if I were to do anything on Christmas that was related to my work or written work, I think Margaret would kill me. But
Yeah. I think maybe we should do it
but
26th. I don't know.
that
We'll
should
talk
do it.
about it.
Boxing Day, that sounds better. She's less apt to hit me on
Do
Boxing
you think
Day.
anyone is going to write about Boxing Day? Maybe we should have someone write about Boxing Day.
How come no one writes about Boxing Day? There's all these MFA shows, but no one wants to talk about boxing
People
anymore.
love
What's the deal?
Marvin Hagler,
What's
but they don't like
what's the
Boxing
deal?
Day.
What's the deal?
What's the deal with
Actually,
Boxing Day? There's no
there is
boxes.
there's an embarrassing photo or embarrassing video of me that I actually had finally transcribed from VHS to video. And it's actually like a family affair video that my family recorded years ago, decades ago. And I look like a young Jerry Seinfeld
You do
in
look
it.
like you still look like a young Jerry Seinfeld.
You flattery will get you nowhere. Um, but but yeah, it was just it was kind of freaky. I might have to do a
So do you have
a
like a
still
song to
shot.
take us out? You like last week it was if everyone remembers from last week it was that funny song somebody once told me the
Oh God.
world is gonna roll.
That was Imagine All Stars. I'll have
Yeah,
to think of something else. I
yeah.
would play something from the Gray album, but that might be too lewd
Mm.
for that might be too
I think we've been
racy.
pretty lewd this podcast. This was a lewd podcast.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So
You're
anyway,
not wrong.
if you like what we're doing here at Oddball Magazine, submit to us. Keep us going with your excellent work. We want to hear what you got to say.
And if
Um,
you've heard of us, if you've actually listened to this podcast and are willing to admit it, by all means, send us
Leave a review. How about
send us
that?
word and let us know. Send us word and let us know. And we
Yeah.
might have to change in the future. We might have to change our letter to say, if you want to be part of the Oddball Show, let us know. Email Jason Wright at da
Yeah.
da 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 da. Oh wait, we should put an email address instead of da 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 da. Well, what is your official email address for Oddball?
It's editors at audiblemagazine.com.
Okay, so we'll have to put that in for acceptances in the future and see where we can go
When
from
I say
there.
it very fast, people are like eyeballmagazine.com. Eyeballmagazine.com.
Eyeball Magazine. Yes,
We can change it to eyeball
yes, the
magazine.
optician. Eyeballmagazine.com. The optician's
We're
choice.
really opticians love us.
Brought to you by LASIK. Actually, there used to be a magazine called Eyeball that I worked for and got paid to write.
Oh,
It
geez.
was it was a small press magazine. They didn't want to be called Eyeball. They called themselves Indie Media, but then Indie Media became a whole nationwide online alternative press service. So like shit, we can't call ourselves that anymore. So they went to Eyeball for two more issues.
Oh, I see.
Weird ass trivia. I got if you go to a Chad Parenteau poetforhire.com, I actually have some art PDF articles from that era of my life.
Chad, eyeball, huh? I see.
I know it's too fitting, isn't it?
I see.
Why do they call them eyeballs? How do you know they were balls unless you did something really rude to somebody and just went
You heard me say I see, right?
yeah,
Okay,
I
okay.
ignored it.
All right.
But
So this has been the Oddball Show the week that was. Thank you, Chad, for
this
being
has
on the
been
show.
there's a lot of podcasts out there and we are one of them.
We are there's a lot of podcasts and we are one of them.
We
Any words to say goodbye to the loving audience?
well if you let me
If you love me, you
I
let
am
me.
going to if you let me, I'm going to. Da, da,
Why
da.
don't you love me? Don't you
Oh,
love me, baby?
I'll find more mashups like that in the future. But for now,
Oh, we got one coming up. All right, here we go.
I have an I do advent calendars on my blog, like a different video,
This is
Christmas
gonna be
related every
awesome.
day. This was over the weekend. Can you hear it?
No.
Oh crap! All right, let me work on that.
Oh crap. I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said I knew him. Oh crap. I shouldn't have said it was illegal. Oh crap. I definitely shouldn't have said
All
it.
right, all right. Oh, almost forgot.
Oh crap. I shouldn't have answered the phone.
Okay. All right, that's quite enough. Here we go. Christmas time with the darkness. Okay, that's as much as I can share before really we get copyrighted by somebody.
Yeah. Sorry we couldn't play
But
it on YouTube. Chad had a killer with putting the darkness on there, and they sued us for our word.
The darkness for Christmas time, like good old 2000s era 80s homage goodness. You can't. The guy who looked at a picture of Peter Frampton on the Frampton Comes Alive album and said, "Hold my beer, I will own that look."
And this is thank you, Chad, again for being on the part of the day of the week that was.
The day of the darkness of the week that was.
Darkness.
Or whatever. Good Lord. Darkness.
All right, Chad. It's been real. Everybody, we'll see you next week. All right.
Good night, folks.
All right. Good night. And this has been the week that was. Thank you so much, Chad, and thank you, Jason. You did a pretty good job. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.